What's going on, man? What's going on, JJ boy? Yo, what's up? What's up? Yo, I got a real special treat for you guys today. I got my mom with me for the live stream. She's gonna be answering questions and telling stories with me, any MGTOW related stuff. So if you guys want a 40-something-year-old woman's perspective on stuff, you know, MGTOW related or whatever, you know, we're gonna have a little Q&A with her and maybe debate back and forth. And I'm taking Collins, by the way. Yeah, Falcon Black. I've got my mom with me today. So, you know, we're going to be doing Q&A and all that good shit. Yeah. So any questions you have for the two of us? Yeah, it is pretty bold, isn't it? It is pretty bold. So, yeah, we'll get some calls in here. And don't say don't talk all like kiss assy like that. Just be normal, you know. Be normal. Yeah, they hear us. Don't talk like that. Just be yourself. All right. You're not. Don't do all that. Hey, just be fucking normal. Talk like it's just me and you. You know. If it happens, it happens. Let's see. Jeff says, Kurama, did you see the new article about the low birth rate has declined? I didn't see that. No. Yeah, she was born in Lebanon. My mom was born in Lebanon. But yeah, we're doing call-ins. The number's on the screen. Anyone wants to call in? What the fuck are you talking about, Beretta Stevenson? Oh, we got our first call coming in. Oh, shit. He hung up. All right, my bad. Yo, whoever called in, feel free to call back. Hey, Mom, Falcon Black wants to know, what does the tree on the Lebanese flag stand for?
Oh, that's the cedar tree.
That's the cedar tree. What does the cedar tree represent?
Well, that's what we have in Lebanon, mostly cedars.
Uh-huh.
So that's sort of like, you know, what Lebanon is known for.
Okay, so the fucking tree. It's some fucking tree. I don't know. Some Arab shit. So, yo, anyone, feel free to call in. Numbers on the screen. My mom's putting on her super polite voice today. She's normally not like this, but you know, she's got to keep up appearances. Oh, we got a call coming in.
Mark.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, boss?
How are things going so far?
Can't complain, man. Doing a live stream. I got my mom on here today doing some Q&A. You know, keep things interesting. So if you have any questions for us, or, you know, or if you just have some questions for me, you know, go for it.
Yeah, actually did.
All right.
Actually, I had two questions.
Yeah, just be sure to speak up, man, so they can hear you, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had some questions for you guys, and
Yes.
mostly some opinion things, you know.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, what's your opinion on women like Karen Stronghand, if I'm pronouncing that, the whole
Karen Strong.
feminist kind of women?
Yeah. Karen Strong.
What's your whole like?
So you're saying, what's my opinion on her?
Yeah, like women like her. You know, I've actually noticed there's a lot of YouTube women out there, and like on YouTube and also on the news, just talking about stuff that like feminism is doing wrong. There was even one girl who was pretty young I saw talking about how like the whole, you know, Boy Scouts now allowing girls into the Boy Scouts now kind of thing going on, how like, you know, so much bullshit it is.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll answer that.
What's your opinion on like that?
Yeah, I'll answer that because my mom doesn't know who Karen Strawn is. So I'll answer that. I know who Karen Strawn is. You know, from what I've seen from her in particular, I'm not gonna lie, she seems pretty sincere. Of course, you'll never know until you really know someone. You know, from what she presents, she seems like she cares, and she's kind of an older woman, so maybe there's some truth to what she's saying. Maybe she's lived a long life and actually sees how badly men get screwed. So I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. But as far as the younger anti-feminists, the teenagers and early 20 somethings on YouTube, I think a lot of them are full of shit and they're doing it just for attention and to hop on the whole anti-feminist bandwagon because that seems to be the new popular thing.
Okay, so
Yeah,
a lot harder to trust them now, basically.
absolutely. The younger ones I don't trust. They've been indoctrinated a lot more. Karen Strawn is from a different generation. Maybe she still has some values, but as far as the younger ones, nah, I don't trust them.
All right, and second question
Yes.
would be, I'm not sure if you heard about heard of how like Japan and Japan, how like it's hard for like couples, like for people to be couples, like men and women, and a lot of that's put on like anime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, like, what do you really think that's the real case? Because like anime women are completely different from real life women, which a lot. I'm pretty sure a lot of us can admit we actually do wish someone would be like anime women. They're a hell of a lot nicer and fun to be around than sometimes the real thing.
Yeah, I think anime women, because you got to understand, it's mostly dudes who create anime. So I think anime women are the men's fantasies of what they wish women in real life were. So they project the fantasy onto the anime.
Yeah, but would you say that's like a bad thing per se, considering how things are now? Because it seems like more like people. Of course, we want the fantasy to be real, even though for the most part we know it's not.
Yeah.
But just that, like the idea that there's like women out there that are nice and caring instead of always wanting to fight back. Like, well, for bullshit reasons, of course.
No, I mean I think it's a fantasy.
We got now.
I think it's really just a fantasy at the end of the day. I'd love to see it become a reality, but in order to do that, a lot of men would have to start taking over and really, setting things straight and enforcing rules, which they're not. So unless that happens, you're going to see a lot of people running around doing whatever the hell they want.
Do you believe there's like a balance of power that needs to be put into place, or it should just straight up be like mostly towards men, or as one person it sort of has to be like yin and yang, I guess.
All I know,
like even out.
Here's the thing, man. All I know is when it was mostly geared towards men, most women were much more behaved. All I can go by is history and experience. And from what we've seen in the past, the more power men had, the more societies were under control, point blank, period.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that answered my question.
Definitely.
Good luck with the rest of this. I'm very curious to see how this goes between you and your mom.
Absolutely.
And, keep up the great work.
Appreciate the call, man.
All right. Thank you.
So we're doing live call-ins, guys. I got my mom here today as a special co-host. She's going to answer any questions you guys have about women or maybe her dating experiences and past history. I figured it'd be interesting to get my mom's perspective too. We got a call coming in. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello, this is Dark Chocolate. Put your mama on the air so she can make Cheerios.
You can't stutter on the live stream, Mr. Potato Head. I need serious callers today. We will talk later. Goodbye. All right, Mr. Potato Head, I'll talk to you later, man. I'm taking serious callers right now. Oslo, what's your question, man? Mom. So this guy, Oslo MGTOW, wants to know, what was I like when I was a toddler, a boy, and a teenager? Go for it.
Oh my gosh.
Speak up so they can hear you.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
As a toddler, you're very sweet. You really did not give me a hard time at all. Very polite. You always listened to me. You didn't give me a hard time.
Yeah.
As a teenager, you were
a fucking asshole.
Pain in the rear.
Yeah.
But still, though, I think that even
be blunt. Don't be all politically correct.
I'm talking.
All right.
No, it was very difficult. Right around 11, 12, you changed. You were not the sweet little boy anymore. And it was just very hard as a single mom to just keep an eye on you. And then as an adult?
Sure, yeah, as an adult, yeah.
As an adult, you I think it's gotten a lot easier, but you're still hard-headed, and I still have to wrestle with you to get you to kind of, pay attention to certain things like diet and, just things that are, social issues or.
Yeah.
But in the end, I end up convincing you, and you follow my advice. So that's, but it's still a little difficult to just get you to see my, the right thing, right away. I still have to work a little hard on it, but it's gotten a lot easier. But as a teenager, that I would say that was the most difficult time.
Okay.
As a single mom.
All right. Well, I hope that answers your question, man. We're doing call-ins right now, so anyone who has some questions for me and my mom, MGTOW related. This guy named Indian MGTOW says, what does my mom think about MGTOW?
I really think that it's a legitimate movement. I really think that I don't blame men for going their own way, because the stuff that I'm seeing and how harsh and unfair society is on men, I don't blame them. I really don't.
Okay. And Oslo MGTOW says, a question for Kurama's mom. What is your opinion on Western single moms? What do you think about Western single moms?
I really think they're a disaster. I'm not going to lie, because they were not raised with values to begin with. And then to become a single mom who has not been raised with values and be entrusted with a child in this society is horrifying to me.
Okay. Fair enough. Taking call in. Sorry, I just missed someone's call. Feel free to call back. Appreciate that, DC Maj, man. I got a call. Oh, fuck, man. If you guys are going to call, don't hang up right before I pick up the phone. All right. Let's see. That's a guy. It's a guy. Okay, so mom, Gachari says, what would your advice be to modern women?
Well, if your relationship is not working out and you're a modern woman, a single mom, modern.
All right, let's see if we can get some calls in here, man. Eager to see what some people have to say on the phone, some questions. All right. And by the way, anyone who wants a custom MGTOW video on any topic of their choice by pledging $20 and shooting me a message on Patreon, I'll get a custom video up for you about the next day. All right, so mom, Ralph Lloyd says, what do you think about women accusing of rape? And I'm guessing he means false accusations.
I think it is horrible because, that's very evil. That's very destructive. It's, the way the legal system is set up here. It shows no mercy on, an innocent man who's, falsely accused of rape. And it's very destructive. I mean, it can go down on your records. It means, a hard time getting employed, hard time finding a woman or rebuilding your life. So it's, it would horrify me to think that a woman would falsely accuse my son of rape. And I think it would be a very hard thing to recover from.
Okay. All righty. So I'm going to wait for some people to call in and let them ask some questions. And let's see. People are saying. I don't sound like Sandman Tamara Cooper. You're tripping. Let's see. Memes That Way says, how did you meet Kurama's dad? I think we should leave that for another time because that's a whole fucking can of worms in itself. Yo, S16, try calling again, man. Try calling back. Yeah, that's a whole nother nightmare. That's like a 3-hour video by itself. Caller, you're on the air.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Chilling. Hey, I just started subscribing to you maybe like 2 weeks ago. Great channel.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So I have a question for your mom.
Uh-huh.
I want to know, what is her overall thoughts on the modern American woman, and how does it relate to the average Middle Eastern woman?
Yes.
And there's a second part to that question. From what I heard about Lebanon, I heard it's more of like a, I don't know, progressive type of, as compared to other Middle Eastern countries.
Yes.
Is it more like progressive? How is the woman in Lebanon also?
Interesting. All right. So first part of the question, he wants, how do you compare Western women to Middle Eastern women? And then the second part of his question is, how do you compare Lebanon to other Middle Eastern countries as far as, is it disciplined? Is it free? Stuff like that.
Well, I think, sorry.
Okay. She's answering the question, man. Hold on. All right, go for it.
I think that the Lebanese women at a young age are not given a lot of freedom in terms of, just like the modern or the American woman or American girl here has a lot more freedom. You can go out and date, and they drink. Alcohol I guess 21 is the age, but really most girls do it at a much younger age. And over there in Lebanon, that's prohibited. I think it's a lot more controlled. The girls there and the women. I don't see pot and drugs and any of that over there. Whereas here, if you didn't do it, something's wrong with you. So I think it boils down to values. In my opinion, they're raised better over there than here.
All right.
Definitely.
Yes.
I have a follow-up question for that.
Sure.
Do you think it makes for a better society, more controlled? Not controlled, I'm looking for, but more constructive society compared to the values we have over here?
All right.
Definitely, because kids need guidance. Children need guidance. If you give them too much freedom at a young age, they're going to be confused and not know what to do with it. And I feel like in this society here in America, there's just a lot of temptation. Everything is so accessible. Money, drugs is accessible. Sex is everywhere. There's just way too much freedom to the point where it's really destructive, more so than good for the kids.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true. And one last question: What is your overall thoughts on the modern American woman, and what do you think they need to improve on now?
I really think I really think they're confused. I personally don't understand this whole feminist thing. I just don't know why they take it to the extreme. I think women need to work on developing themselves and respect themselves and men equally. The whole thought of feminism is just kind of confusing. They don't really understand it, and they go out there and apply it in the workplace and in society in the wrong way, if you will. In Lebanon, we're not taught to hate men. We get along great with men. Over here, it's like you got to count to 10 before, you figure out how you're going to communicate, with a woman. And it shouldn't be like that. I don't know why they're afraid of each other, and I don't know why they're at war with each other. I don't get it.
True. It's a bad combination of scenarios, honestly. It just makes for a very, very uneasy environment compared to other countries I
Totally.
go to. I'm Nigerian.
Totally.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's not normal.
Yeah, I'm Nigerian, and our society is, although it has some Western influences, it's more conservative, more patriarchal, and conservative and traditional.
Right.
So, I'm used to both worlds growing up in America, but I can see from the other side.
Right.
But, yeah, I definitely agree.
Yep.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate the call, man.
All right.
All right.
See you.
Okay. Taking calls, doing Q&A with the Mama Kurama in here. Any MGTOW questions you guys have, feel free to give us a call, man. I appreciate that, DC Maj, man. I need to make you a moderator, by the way. Let's see. Do me a favor, guys. We got 71 watching. Let's get those lights up, man. Let's get as close to 71 likes as we can, man. We got 16 likes right now. Let's get as many as we can so that this video pops up in the recommended and more guys get this message, all right? Get the lights up. Get the lights up. What's going on, Fire Blue? Got a call coming in.
John.
Caller, you're on the air.
Kurama, it is John.
Yo.
Blaze.
What's up, man?
I got a good question for you. I'm going to come quick, and that is, what would you do if you were talking to a girl you just met and you get turned on?
Well, what are you trying to do?
I mean, you know, just how would she? I don't want her to feel like, oh wow, what a weirdo, he's getting turned on. I don't want other people. Like, I was in the gym yesterday and this happened.
All right. I mean, I would just keep things nonchalant, you know. I mean, that's kind of a tricky one. I mean, just, keep the casual normal. Don't take it in a sexual direction. If you want something from her, if you want to get to know her, be like, here's my number, hit me up sometime. If you don't, then just say, all right, it was nice talking to you. See you later. Just keep the conversation normal like you would anyone else,
Totally, but maybe I need to be more direct. I meant like actually visibly turned on that other people can notice.
Well, I mean, make sure your dick isn't poking out, I guess, and keep your hand in your pants so you can push it down. That's probably the best advice I could give. Maybe like tape, duct tape your dick. You know what you should do before you go to the gym? Like duct tape your dick to your leg, to the side of your leg. So even if, you wouldn't notice it anyway,
Okay, so let me get to the shade that's more actually related to the topic.
Yeah.
That is, this chick was, wearing like a sports bra with like holes in it, just very things going on, and very slim clothing, and also she's like disabled where she like walks with a limp.
Oh God.
And so, but for some reason this chick was getting me excited. This was the second day in a row she came up to talk to me. And so it seems like she's trying to catch a man there.
Oh
she was
God.
asking me where it worked, obviously.
I mean, fuck it, bro. If you want to get with that handicapped girl, true love is accepting of all fucking women, whether they're in a wheelchair or not. So it's whatever you're into. If that's your thing, man, go for it,
But then she emails me this message, obviously very needy. That's not attractive, but she sends me like 2 paragraphs long and is like, maybe you can get me in as a guest and then we can go out to dinner.
Oh,
get to know you.
She's trying to get you to buy her dinners. I don't know. That sounds kind of suspicious. I mean, my rule on spending money on women. I generally don't spend money on them until after I have sex with them. So it's whatever you want, man. If you want to, what's that?
As do I. But my other friends with benefits, she paid for a $40 dinner this past weekend.
That's good to hear, man.
So I'm wondering, should I tell her this before we go out on this date? Like, hey, just so you know, I'm the type of guy not to be buying. We'll be splitting it.
Yeah. Just be honest with your intentions. Be like, look, girl, when you roll up in your wheelchair, make sure you have your purse on you too. And we're going half and half, Fuck it.
You don't actually suggest mentioning a wheelchair.
What's that?
You don't mean like actually say that first thing about.
Oh, I mean, I don't.
Well,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Be more diplomatic about it. But I'm just being an asshole,
Okay, here's a quick one. This is actually interesting. I'm back to the thing at hand, and that is alpha male strategies.
Yes.
He does the call-in shows. He was talking shit on MGTOW as he always does. And I'm like, first of all, he is MGTOW whether he wants to realize it or not.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, what do you think about his thought process with all the shit talking of MGTOW?
I like alpha male strategies. I've watched his videos, and what he's saying is the truth as far as like how to get women and not giving a shit and all that. The problem is we still live under a legal system that is set up to destroy men. So what he's saying works, but it's still a dangerous game to play either way. And I don't really see him addressing a lot of the what to do when shit goes bad kinds of situations, At least maybe he's made videos like that and I haven't seen him, but from what I've seen, he just kind of talks about doing what you got to do to get women, but not really preparing for the ramifications, So I don't know.
Just yesterday he was saying, I leave it up to God. I don't believe I'm going to get a false rape.
Yeah, see, that's a risky fucking gamble. That's like me saying I'll leave it up to God. I don't think I'm going to get AIDS, I don't know. I don't know if I want to leave that up to God, man.
I totally agree. But in the end, isn't it correct that you and he are both pump and dumpers?
It's true, and I'm taking a calculated risk, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I still try to give guys advice on how to dodge certain things and how to keep the risk as minimal as possible. I don't think I've seen any videos from him doing the same thing. Maybe they're out there, maybe I just haven't seen them, but to my knowledge, he just seems to be, have this like fuck it mentality.
He definitely does, and yours has way more depth in terms of the psychological and philosophical aspect of your videos. He doesn't come close on that aspect, so you are doing totally different things.
Okay.
Overall, I would say.
All right.
All right. Quick thing. How about going to Africa with a girl? Bad idea.
Well, I wouldn't go to Africa by myself. I don't want to get fucking malaria from a goddamn mosquito and die. So, I mean, I wouldn't go at, do you like Africa? Is that a place you're passionate about going to? If it is, then sure. Why not?
No, it was about hiking Mount Kilimanjaro. That sounds like something I'd like to put on my to-do list.
All right.
I did it.
If she likes doing that and you guys maybe go half and half on the airfare, sure. Why not?
Oh, yeah. How about the Dr. Sebi diet? Do you take any supplements?
Do I take supplements?
Yeah.
I take a shitload of supplements.
Iron.
Iron,
vitamin B12.
B12, all the omega fatty acids, the whole enchilada. I take them all.
Do you take that in one pill or many pills?
Many pills, like 12 pills a day.
Holy shit.
And a green kale smoothie drink, like the RSD coaches take.
Do you do some in the morning, some at night?
I do all the pills in one setting, and then about an hour or two later, I have the green drink.
Every day?
Every day.
You make the drink yourself?
Yes.
How about Dr. Sebi's recommendation against hybrids? Does that mean you don't eat broccoli?
I'm not going to lie. I do sometimes eat broccoli. I do sometimes eat beans and bread and stuff. I'm not as good as Dr. Sebi. He is like on some next level shit, but I follow about 85 to 90% of his diet. I still do starch. I still do pasta and bread and stuff, but no meat, no sugar, no dairy, none of that stuff. So my diet is almost as good as his. It's really hard in the real world to go out and find an exact diet like his. He makes all his own shit. I don't have the time to do it just as good as he does, Oh,
how about this? Dr. Sebi, I've read some questionable things about the Dr. Sebi Cell Food Company or whatever. What do you think about that?
Yeah, when he died, it got taken over by some suspicious people. So I wouldn't recommend buying products off the website anymore because he's dead. So you don't know what they're doing to cut costs and make profits and stuff. But as far as his food diet, which is listed on the internet for free, I would follow that absolutely. But as far as buying supplements from the website, I don't know anymore,
It seems like to be 100% strict, I'd be like cooking food for 3 hours a day.
Pretty much, yeah. If you want, if you wanted to be 100% like him, it's a bitch. But like I said, I'm like 85 to 90% on his diet, so it gives me a little flexibility to still eat out from time to time,
Can I ask you what percentage you eat out?
Yeah, I'd say maybe every couple of days. Sometimes even once a day, I'll go get like some beans and rice from one place or maybe like some spinach. What I do? Like when I go to restaurants, I order lots of sides. So I don't necessarily order meals, but I order like side of black beans, side of spinach, side of rice, side of a sweet potato, stuff like that. And I just kind of turn it all into a meal,
You ever go to Chipotle?
I used to go to Chipotle. I'm not a fan though. I don't like food that's been sitting out there all day. I actually got salmonella from there a few years ago.
Oh, really? That's a real thing?
Yeah.
Because they do have that vegetarian where you just get the veggies, rice, and beans. It seems like somewhat fit, Dr. Sebi style. Yeah,
it is. It's pretty similar. I mean, if you trust Chipotle, then go for it.
So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to MGTOW, and that is, so my brother, he's happily married with a kid, and now, of course, my parents are giving me crap when obviously I've shared, I'm not looking for a serious relationship. They're like, obviously gave me sounds like you're gay, they know I'm not.
Yeah.
But how, from my perspective, even taking them out of it, how should I still think that MGTOW is good? What my brother is doing is not ideal, even though he's happily married and with a kid.
How long has he been married?
Exactly. Been a year. And let's be real, he got his girlfriend pregnant before they even got married.
Okay, so he's been married only a year. So his marriage really hasn't stood the test of time yet,
No, No doubt.
It's very easy to say, oh, we're so happy together. It's only been 1 year. Yeah, check back 7 to 8 years from now when the marriage success rates are around 6%. And then we'll see, you know.
I tried to find that. Where can I find that? Because
yeah, it's Google staticbrain.com/marriage statistics. And it goes all into that. If you watch this video I did called It's Way Worse Than You Think, I put a link in the description of the video to the Static Brain Marriage Statistics website.
Oh, really?
So you can check that out.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, yeah, because let's be real, even when she was here for the holidays, she was showing that, like, pissed off attitude a little bit. Like, you're not helping enough with the kid. And then my brother was tiptoeing, being like, oh, my gosh, she's mad. And my brother's, like, telling my other brother, like, oh, my God, Steven, what are you going to do? And I'm just like, you guys are both idiots for even believing that this is not manipulation.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Am I right? It's just fucking manipulation right there.
That is manipulation. He's already scared, tiptoeing, pussyfooting around. You know, let's see where it's at in 5 years.
I know, it's a bad sign. I hate it. But let's be real. I hope that he's happy genuinely right now and in 5 years. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Does your mom still date? If no, is she open to finding a man for companionship? What does she think of single moms hustling the sexual market like they're still 21?
I would date, yes, if it's, of course, the right person. So yeah, I am open. And what do I think of single moms hustling sexual market like it's awful.
Speak up a little.
It's horrible. Single moms should be focused on raising their kids, like I said earlier, and it takes a lot to raise a child. One parent raising a child is very difficult. So if they're out there hustling the sexual market, they're definitely not paying attention to their kids. And that's where the kids from single parent households end up, failing in life and molested or neglected, etc. They fail in school. So the responsibility is on the mother's side to really, be focused on their kids and not out there, hustling the sexual market.
Up as high as we can. We got 80 watching. Let's get 80 likes, man.
That's a good question.
What's the question? What do you see?
Ralph asked her, does she think most women are evil?
All right. Ralph says, do you think most women are evil? What do you think, Mom?
I don't. Are you saying most women in America or most
American
women? Oh, gosh, that's a difficult. I hope not. It seems like, again, I go back to values and raising women and girls, young girls with values. If they're not raised with values, then I want to say most likely, yes, they are. I just would like to see a lot more effort in the American households, of parents staying together and really raising boys and girls with values and teaching them how to grow up to respect each other.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, they already know that in the Middle East. All righty. Appreciate that, John. Anyone who wants to call in and ask me and the Madre some questions, I'll go for it.
I do want to say something about what's going on.
Yeah, hold on. We got a call coming in. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Kurama.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I can't complain. What's up?
That's good. I'm very interested to talk to you.
Yes.
I am a late to the party MGTOW. I'm a guy that's been married 4 times. I've been cheated on 4 times.
Shit.
And been taken to the cleaners by the family courts 4 times.
Jesus.
And I came across your videos on YouTube, and the one that hit me the most was the video about older guys not getting it.
Yeah.
And that really, that.
Okay.
But my question is for your mom. It's maybe I'm just clueless because I own a couple of businesses. I'm a pretty intelligent guy. I'm resourceful and hardworking, and I just really have a hard time wrapping my head around the way women think and act.
Okay.
Is this something that is innate in women, or do they talk about it? Do they formulate a plan? Where in the hell does this come from?
All right, go for it, Mom.
So let me ask you: are all 4 women American women?
Well, yeah. One woman was first generation American, Portuguese, but the rest were multi-generational American.
Okay, so there's got to be a reason why you guys are not gelling or meshing. Is that
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But women are very complex. They're very emotional. They're, sometimes hormones kick in, depending on the circumstances and the time of the month and, the history with men that they've had. It could be just a lot of reasons, but, did it always not work out for the same reasons with each one of them? Like, was it, I guess it would help if I just had some information on why, all 4 cheated and all 4, didn't work out. If you can just maybe share some stories.
Well, I'm pretty complex as well.
Okay.
I've tried to make my life with women as simple as possible.
And when you say
first marriage,
yeah,
the first marriage I had, I figured out only too late that she was using me to get out of her house, which was a very bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
The second marriage, she was quite a bit older, and she pretty much kind of fancied me a boy toy. And once the boy toy wore off, out I went, and she went to the bigger, better deal. She hooked up with her doctor that she worked on, or she worked for.
Mm-hmm.
She was a nurse. The third marriage was a high school. She was in my high school, and actually I never really had anything to do with her at all. I never really had to do anything with anybody in high school because I never had much in common. I was always around older people.
Mm-hmm.
So my peer group was just never real close to me. She also cheated on me when, in fact, this is what I don't get is I'm 6'3". I've never been fat. I work out every day. I've been a professional race car driver. I was fighter pilot in the military. I have, since college, I've pretty much never made less than $100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Was a desperate attempt by myself to find some kind of validity.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're just given this vibe. Maybe you're just too nice, too generous, and too desperate that they are picking up on that. And it's kind of like they're taking advantage of you.
Well, see, I thought about that, and I've tried to not care. I have tried to, and I'm not trying to turn this into a advice call for the lovelorn,
mm-hmm.
but it's like no matter what I've been, what I've done, it just didn't matter. It was use, abuse, and throw out like trash.
So you're probably, it just sounds like you're going after the wrong quality.
And why are they like that?
Why?
And you know, and here's the thing: I have gone after the ugly, chubby chicks. I've gone after the hot, high value women. I've gone after the in between women, and it doesn't matter. So basically, what I've learned is that if I'm going to be myself, if I'm going to be true to myself, I'm basically just a toilet for women. They just use me up and throw me out. And some of the interactions that I've had dating literally have been as bad as some of the horror stories I've heard from some of the MGTOW guys I've heard on your son's channel and or some of his stories and other channels as well. And by the way, you should be extremely proud of that young man. He has an amazing intellect.
Thank you.
He has wisdom beyond his years.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I have learned a great deal from him.
Yeah,
and I'm 53.
I really don't think that you have a large pool to choose from, sadly, in this society, and I think that's largely why you're having a hard time finding quality. It's just it's very disappointing. I mean, I hear my son tell me stories about experience he's had going out and dating girls here, and it's horrifying. And I really don't want him to go out and date. You know, I told him, I said, when you're ready, I'll just take you to Lebanon. And, you know, you can spend the summer there and just mingle with people and girls and just get to know someone and build a relationship and go from there. But, you know, and that's the advice I have for my own son. So I don't blame you for having such bad luck here.
And you know what's funny about that is I'm out in California here, and I have a friend of mine who's Lebanese. And he's extremely handsome. I mean, he is probably a 10 and a half. And he and I work out together, and we share some of our stories.
Right.
And it's just like, but he says, I says, what about women? Like, what about Lebanese women? What about, Persian women?
Yeah.
No, it really doesn't matter. They're the same as long as they have a smartphone, they get corrupted.
Yeah. Well, today it has changed a lot, definitely. And the Lebanese girls that are born and raised here in America are not the same as the ones born and raised over there. Even the ones over there, you know, with smartphones are a lot more contained.
Well, and that presents its own conundrum right there. It's like, okay, fine. So let's say hypothetically, you adopt me and you take me to Lebanon and you introduce me to a woman that likes me and would want to spend the rest of her life with me. And then I take her back to America where I have my businesses and I'm doing my deal. Well, it won't be long before she's corrupted and turned and I'm back in the same boat. So it's really kind of a no-win situation for a decent guy. So, I mean, literally, there's just no alternative but to go my own way, which is so incredibly sad.
Yeah. I mean,
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I every day, it's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I working so hard?
Yeah. It shouldn't
you know, what, to be used as a resource provider, to be, chewed up, swallowed, and crapped out like it was nothing.
No, it's, I agree with you. And I agree that when you bring them over here, there's a high risk and probability that they will become so Americanized. That's a risk too. I don't know. And my son and I talked about this when I suggested that I'll take him over there to meet her. And I said, well, how are you gonna, you can't have a long distance relationship. Aren't you gonna want to bring her here? And he's like, no way. That's what's, I don't want to do, for the reasons that you just mentioned. So, it's not an easy thing to figure out.
Well, again, I think your son is pretty darn awesome, and you've got to be pretty more awesome to
Thank
have
you.
a son like that.
I was
So,
very hands-on, and I meant it when I said earlier. I don't know if you heard me talk. A caller had a question, and I said, values, and single women should really just raise their kids and not be out there trying to figure out the dating game, because once you have this child, you owe it to this child to just give them the love and attention and protect them. And it's very hard as a single parent to do that.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Definitely.
We'll catch you later.
Appreciate the call, man.
You bet.
Bye. Yo, Limbo, my mom wants to know why you always send me hearts. She doesn't understand our relationship, She doesn't understand our love, Limbo. By the way, I'm taking call-ins, guys. I'm doing a Q&A with my mom today. So anyone that wants a 40-something-year-old woman's opinion on dating and men and going their own way, feel free to call in. Oslo says, question, does your mom work? What's her opinion of single moms abusing welfare? Would U.S. family dynamics be corrected if welfare is removed? Thus, women have to remain married much longer. All right, go for it.
Yeah, I do work. I have a very, very good job. What was the second part? Well, it's moving
Okay.
up.
So he's saying, what's your opinion of single moms abusing welfare, and would men?
Well, yeah. I mean, single moms abusing welfare is bad, because welfare was created to serve, good, for good reasons. And when you abuse welfare, then that hurts everyone, not just single moms. And what was the other
And
question?
he was saying, do you think marriages would be better? The dynamics would be corrected if welfare is removed and women have to remain married.
Well, people shouldn't be married, stay in a marriage for a wrong reason, period.
Mhm.
So I think women should just do what I did, which was go to school. If you find yourself in the unfortunate position where you're divorced and you have a child, then focus on your kid and use your education to go out there and get a decent job and just put in the work. You brought this child to this world. You're responsible. You have to raise the kid, and you have to put in the effort and protect the child, regardless of whose fault it was and whether or not the father is around or not. Get out there, get a job, and raise raise your kid.
All right. Don't worry about that. If you don't know, I'll tell you about it later. I got a call coming in. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, this is a Samurai Destroyer.
Oh, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, just chilling out. But yes, I do have a question for your mom.
Okay.
Real quickly.
Sure.
I was wondering why in general do women nowadays get highly offended if you ignore them? I've always been wondering that. Couldn't figure it out until I actually did it, and it created issues. I think I've talked about this later. But yeah, why do they get offended when you ignore them?
Because they're insecure. Because it shouldn't be that way. I mean, if you ignore them, they should, I guess, try to figure out why they were ignored and work on themselves, but not get offended.
Well, and I was also wondering, why would guys start doing this too? Like, why do guys all like these days? Some guys, not all, but why do some of the guys, of course, from my city, get offended the same reason? Because they think they're all that in a bag of Lay's potato chips.
It all boils down to insecurity, I guess. So it's, I guess, a personal thing with each person, but I would say just insecurity.
All right, well, no problem. That's all I really had for today. And I'll go back into the chat. But appreciate the time up here, Kurama, and thanks, your mom.
Yes.
All I can say is it's pretty cool to be able to hear from a certain perspective and the God honest truth.
Absolutely.
So appreciate it.
Appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. All right, taking live calls. Got Mama Kurama in the building, answering any MGTOW questions, dating advice, whatever you guys want from a woman's perspective. I don't know why it's saying I'm deleting messages. Message deleted by Kurama. Shwedway, I didn't even delete that message. I don't know why it's saying I'm deleting messages here. That's weird. So sorry, guys. If it says I'm deleting your messages, I'm not. I don't know what that is. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello, this is Kurama.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I was wondering about you and your mom. Like, what's your opinion on the current status in like college education in America?
Oh,
because like in STEM, I believe it's worth going to, but I'm currently in humanities, and I'd like to talk about my position too, but it's not worth $20,000 a year.
20 grand a year. All right. So you want our opinion on college education?
Yeah, I was just wondering what do you guys think?
All right.
Personally, and then also is it kind of a scam in Lebanon or Middle East? Same?
So is college in the Middle East a scam also? I'll let you answer this one, Mama.
Yeah, college in the Middle East is expensive, and they tend to be obsessed over there with college degrees and education. But sadly, even a college degree does not afford a graduate or guarantee a graduate employment. So it's really a lot more difficult over there, because the expectation is that you got to get your education and you got to pay top dollar for it, but you don't even stand a chance of, be gainfully involved or find something secure long term like you do here. And things are bad here, but they're not nearly as bad as over there. So I think, it's tough for people over there, because they're told that they have to get the degree and that there's no way they would get decent jobs without it. And they pay a lot of money. And in the end, maybe only like 10 or 15% of the graduates end up landing good jobs. So over here, I agree with you. STEM is where, I think if you want to invest time and money, because there's a high demand for people with STEM degrees. So I would say go for it if it's a state university and you're a resident and you're not paying an arm and a leg. But if you want to just go to a private college and major in, I don't know, arts or whatever, I would think that's. But anything STEM is worth pursuing, because that's where, the employment is. And I'm in technology myself, and I'm never out of a job because it's in high demand. And I didn't even, major in I don't have a science degree or math or anything in undergrad, but I happened to enter the job market in the 90s when the internet was booming and companies were hiring, whether you have an English degree or computer science, they would just take you and teach you how to sell technology. So, it's definitely, it could be very expensive if you're seeking out the wrong degree, something that's not going to be a good payoff.
Not to your purpose, yeah.
Right.
So with the STEM degrees in the Middle East, it's hard to get a job. It's easy to get a job here in STEM, but sounds like it's not.
It's easier in the Middle East if you have a STEM degree, but it's still very, very competitive. And you got to remember, over there, there's a lot of bias, religious bias and political bias. So, some college grad, even with their STEM degree, if they have a last name that, is, religiously unacceptable, then they deny them the opportunity. It's terrible. So it's a lot. It's a bigger challenge over there, definitely.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's just networking too, but it's whatever. Yeah. I'm here doing a film degree actually, and I was hoping it'd be connected to STEM, but now it's part of humanities. I transferred over here from a community college, and I had no one to talk to other than my roommates. So
Yeah.
I just I was doing weightlifting. I discovered the red pill because when my friend recommended me a Reddit thing linked to seduction, but then I found the red pill was connected to that. And I tell you, some of the stuff on there is like I've been looking for my whole life, trying to find it in MGTOW.
Yeah.
I always had intuition about not getting married.
Yeah.
And it proved me right.
You know, a lot of people, most people get married for the wrong reasons, and a lot of people have kids for the wrong reasons. And that's where we are as a society. You know, I mean, if you get a girl pregnant and that's the reason why you're getting married, that's awful, because you didn't do it for the right reason to begin with. And then this kid comes to the world and he didn't even have a say in it. So it's just, you know, most people not, you know, marriage isn't for everyone. And I tell my son, I would say only, you know, I mean, I would say probably 80% of people in the world get married for the wrong reasons. Only 20% do it for the right reasons. And they really stick together and raise the kids and do what's right by the kids, you know, and those statistics are scary.
Yeah. So, I wonder if there's a way you can still like be in a relationship, get like a secret marriage. Cause like if you get like a marriage signed by the state, it's like, I feel like men were like horses, you know, like the MGTOW is like wild horses. And then like if you're a married man nowadays, it's like you're a workhorse, you're blindfold.
Yeah.
And chances are the gun steps against your head, you know, and you don't even know about it. It's just, it's kind of there. But yeah, like it's really interesting about that. And I wanted to talk about a little bit about humanities and just being a scam, because right now I'm just going through like mindless lectures and watching movies, not really making movies, you know. So my spare time, I'm just like reading books linked to red pill philosophy.
And you're better off doing that, you know, if you know in your heart that, you know, marriage isn't for you. I mean, I have a lot more respect for men who are able to restrain themselves and do what they know is right, you know, and you know, if you know it's not for you, don't do it. And there's nothing wrong with you. And most of them are afraid not to, because they're afraid that, you know, their society looks down on them, or that you know, people will say, what's wrong with him? Is he gay, or is he this, or is he that? But who cares? I mean, do what you feel in your heart is right. You know, don't get suckered
I'm not here at college to find the one, you know. That's not what I'm here for. A lot of people go to college like, oh, you're gonna find your soulmate. It's like,
no, nebulous.
Yeah, I found a couple things might link to in the future, but I've been using red pill philosophy. Just basically, like when we had this feminist teacher talk about film noir, she gave us like movie reviews. Like for example, we watched Gone Girl, and it talked about how like this woman basically got bored of marriage and just completely ratted out and exploited the state just to frame this guy as like a cold-blooded murderer. You know, just completely got bored and just made a mountain of a molehill. You know,
right?
I basically talked about like how gynocentric society is, and how she used like the beta male to get by.
Yeah.
And who always had like feelings for her, but ended up like, getting slaughtered anyways. And basically, the teacher, she resigned like 2 quarters after that. Like this fall, she was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I think the red pill stuff is pretty powerful, because I told everyone, hey, like, you know, this class is bullshit. You're trying to feminize you, you know, it's a sheep form. I think that's the term it is. And just basically they kind of looked at her and he was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, absolutely.
I think just tell them, have you ever like told the truth about something and like just kind of blew out? portion, you or Kurama? Like, did you guys ever speak up about the unfairness in society in any way like this? Like,
I remember
like
when he was in middle school, I'd go to these teacher conferences and they were like 95%, women.
Yeah.
And they would just start giving me their feminist, view on how I should raise my son. And I'd tell her, I'd say, look, you're a teacher. You're here to teach him, what he is expected to learn in school. I'm going to teach. I'm responsible for raising him at home, and I pick the values and how he should be raised. Don't tell me how to do it. And I think my son, as he grew older, he appreciated that because I protected him from this feminist BS, that's ingrained in the teachers. And I mean, I work with men today in corporate, and I see how terrified they are of these women, and it goes back to the mean elementary school teacher. They're scarred from it, and they can't get over it, and it's really, it's sad. This is why Kurama is so confident. He doesn't care because I backed him up, all along. I told him, don't listen to what these men not be afraid and just speak his mind.
Yeah, like don't conform to the group, because the group is kind of like dead fish almost.
Yeah, absolutely. What group?
There's intelligence in being the devil's advocate. I mean, not of course intelligence, but like there's a specialty in being in that position. I think the world. I don't know how the world's going to be in the future.
But it doesn't look very good. That Generation Z, I don't know what it's going to be like. Social media is not helping at all. So we'll see.
And I cut off from that. And I heard did you guys hear about the Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts turning scouts and people are just leaving like mad? So like that.
Did you hear about that? Moment?
Genders.
Is it that the Boy Scouts with the Girl Scouts?
Yeah. I heard you talk about it on your video on your live stream.
Yeah, they're merging the Boy Scouts with the Girl Scouts.
So it's okay for girls to show up, but it's not okay. So how is that fair? What is that telling girls? How is that teaching girls to respect boys and vice versa? I don't agree with it.
It's completely it's out of whack because like the roles are not there.
No,
and everyone's just kind of going to a place.
Right.
I think just being conservative and be like, hey, this is how to do things because this my generation.
Yeah.
It's brought up like that hundreds of years. And now it's just like, oh, you can do what you want. And it's like, well, there's not really much freedom to the soul, It's like you gotta have like a starting point somewhere. Jesus.
Yeah. No, I don't agree. I don't agree at all.
Yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff. I love listening to your son's podcast every morning before.
Thank you.
I go to school. The best part of the day is just going on YouTube, reading books. You talk to my roommates because we watch them.
If that's what makes you happy, I tell my son, look, if it's not working out with girls because of the society you're in, do what makes you happy. Invest in yourself. You want to go to school, you want to go to work, you want to do the MGTOW YouTube channel. Just invest in yourself. It is a total waste of time. It is it's high risk. And if it's not quality, don't do it. And if your heart is not in it, don't do it for the wrong reasons. Don't get yourself into this, horrible situation where the laws are not on your side. And, just love yourself. That's what I tell my son. Go love yourself and invest in yourself.
Exactly. You got to just find your way, do what's right for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully advance others in the process,
Yes, exactly.
You go from there. I got to be a freedom fighter in this generation. But that's all I say. I enjoy talking to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for calling.
I'm glad there's women out there sense just how to take a stand today. Not because like performing the group's easy, but like sometimes you just kind of have to be like, okay, wait a minute, like situation's not right.
Yeah. No, good luck to you. You're on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, I found a lot of my own way here, and of course, the teachers set me up for failure. But I mean, like the bachelor's degree is not really much. It's a film degree, but that's not. I have like some business ideas. I'm not too caring about prosperity. It's all about individuality and strength.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So, thank you guys.
Absolutely. Appreciate the call, man.
Thanks, man.
And just a quick reminder, anyone who wants access to my uncut recorded live streams, by becoming a $30 Patreon, you'll have unlimited access to my live streams, so you can watch them, whenever you want. I'll definitely try to have Mama Kurama on here more in the future, since it's seems to be a pretty positive thing. And we'll take it from there. Anyways, guys, appreciate your time. Talk to you soon.